are you doing? Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. This is Petal. Hope you are all doing great. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see only both our Karens are in the chat at the moment. Hello, Karen Warner and Karen M and Gwen. Very happy that you guys are here. Oh my goodness. Our fave is in New York doing amazing. Our global statesman has arrived. The eagle is landed. Whatever you want to say about it. He is in New York looking rested, looking fabulous, being all global statesman that he is. So very, very exciting to see Prince Harry. I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch the Diana Awards session this morning. I blew it. I thought it was later in the day. For some reason, I didn't get the time. By the time I got it, I posted it on our community page and realized I missed it by an hour. So I am so sorry. I hope you guys got a chance to watch it. So what I know about it, or what I think I saw recently, is that they were going to have it on their Facebook page and also on their YouTube channel, I think. So hopefully I get to see the whole thing. But I'm like, oh my God, how could I have done that? But you can always, watch other seminars that's part of Concordia. You can also do that as well. But I missed the one today. But hopefully you guys got a chance to watch it and then you can share it with me. So that is great. But again, our fave is in New York doing fabulous. Look at him here at the Diana Awards this morning. I'm like, you're looking very fresh and bright and sprightly for that early in the morning. I am of the opinion that Monday morning should be banned. Any kind of work on a Monday morning should be banned. If I was ever president, that was the thing I would outlaw first and foremost. But here is our fave, looking all bright and sprightly on a Monday morning. And the little clips I saw from the Diana Awards, it looks like they had a great discussion. And this is him here with Tessie Ojo and the two ladies, Christine and Shiara, Christina Williams and Shiara Zhang. Christina is from Jamaica. I'm not sure if Shiara is also from Jamaica because I didn't hear her part of it. I only heard Christine spoke. So I'm assuming they may be both from Jamaica, but I'm not sure. I know Christine is. So, but there they are this morning at the Concordia event speaking about mental health in the youth of today and what's going on. And it seemed like Prince Harry was the one asking the question because he even referred to it. He's like, oh, they gave me the mic so I can ask the question somehow. So he was the one asking the questions of the ladies. So I look forward to seeing the whole thing again. I will, if any of you got a chance to see that, I'd love to hear what your thoughts on it as well. So, but tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. is the Clinton one, the one where he's with the Clinton Foundation. So the link is in our community page. Someone was asking about where I can find our community page. Oh, shoot. And I forgot to put, that's what I meant to do, bring on a photo of it. So what I will do since I don't know where to find the community page is when you click on our channel at the top, you'll see where it says playlist, video, live, shorts, whatever else it says at the top there. Part of that, right at the top of your videos, you should see a list of things going across your screen. And one of those tabs would be community page. Or it literally says community. So click on the community tab and you'll see any posts I make that is not on our videos. You'll find them there. If you're also part of the 2 Cents Crew and has not checked out our community page, that means you support the channel on a monthly basis financially. Check out that community tab. If I post something for just the 2 Cents Crew, that's where it'll be as well. And you should also get an alert when I post it because that's what it's supposed to do. So anyway, so back to Prince Harry. He was having a great time this morning, discussing youth mental health with these very incredible, intelligent, really impactful young ladies. And so I look forward to hearing the entire discussion with them. So I'm just so happy our Prince Harry is here. Karen M just posted the link. Just look at her post in the chat right there, and just click on that, and you should be able to watch it. And I look forward to, when I'm done with this, jump on the Diana Awards so that I can see it. So that, yeah, so Diana, actually, yes, the Diana Awards 2020. So she has posted a link there in our community, in our chat. So definitely click on there, and you'll be able to see it. But do it after this. Don't run away from me right now. Stay here with us for a bit. Let's just chat about our faves, and then jump over there like I would do after as well. So thank you, Karen M., our awesome moderator. And hello to all of our friends in the chat. Other than our two Karens, one Karen M., our moderator, and Karen Warner. Connie is here. Andrea is here. Gwen. Hello, guys. Claudia. Kanita. Who else is here? That's it so far, I think. Rosa's here. Hello, Rosa. Who else? Andrea. Veronica is here. Hello. Hello. Gwen. Thierry is here. Hello. Thierry, how are you? Rosa is here. Hello, guys. Rosa's like, Pedal, catch you on the replay. Have to go to work now. You go, Rosa, and have a great day at work. Thank you for popping in for a minute to say hi. I appreciate it. Thank you. And she's like, I've got to go to work. So there you go. Thank you. Karen M says, this CNN News 18 for Diana Awards. Oh, okay. So I guess CNN News, is that, I'm not sure where News 18 is exactly, but Karen, give us some more information about that. Don't know where to find News 18. CNN News 18. I did not heard of it before. I mean, I know of CNN, but not the News 18 part. But there you go. Robert is hanging out with us from Rome. Hello, Robert. Welcome. I haven't done a live in a while, so it's actually kind of cool to sit down and just chill and do a live instead of doing a video on the fly. So it's great to just be able to have a couple of hours free and be able to just chat with you for a minute talking about our faves. What else is happening? Well, this is a little bit last night. Everyone was in town. I guess everybody came in yesterday. And so Concordia, who hosted the Diana Awards, they had a little event last night. So there's Tessie Ojo on the right. She was part of that event yesterday. It says 2024 Concordia annual event has officially begun. We welcomed our incredible group of members, speakers, leaders, and more to ring in the 14th annual summit in New York City. And of course, as we know, all of this is going on alongside the new session of the UN General Assembly. So it's a big deal. Every heavy hitter in the world are in New York right now at one of these conferences somewhere at the UN. So, and the thing about it is, it seems not to be open to the public. These are like invited things. So we kind of had to pick up our, do the live streams or something to get any information about this. So very, very exciting. And again, this is something that I remember last year, poor Prince William. Is that really petty of me? Prince Harry is basically doing what Prince William wanted to do last year and just failed miserably at. So there you go. I've got my petty out for the day. But hello, Annie. It's like Annie's like, hey, hello. With all the hands. But so that was last night. And also last night, Prince Harry had an event with the WHO. So there were all these amazing pictures. Of course, there is Prince Harry with Dr. Tedros there at Hammond. I'd never be able to, my lips and my tongue doesn't work with the rest of his name. So for me, it's Dr. Tedros. So here he is. He is the head of the WHO. And of course, we know Archwell and Prince Harry, they have worked with the WHO for the last few years. Since with COVID, they were there advocating for vaccines, for countries, developing countries. So they, throughout the whole pandemic, they were working with the WHO, pleading and imploring governments around the world to not be greedy and stingy, but to share the recipe for the vaccine so other developing countries can get it. So this is a great time. I know when they were in New York, I think for the Global Citizens Live, they also hooked up in New York as well. And so it's great to see them back together again. So there he is with Dr. Tedros on the left. And in the middle, I think that's the Prime Minister of Belgium, if I'm not mistaken, and Prince Harry, and also Forrest Whitaker, who is actor Forrest Whitaker, who is also very much involved in philanthropy and also in charity events and all of that stuff. So I think he also is probably working with the WHO. I don't quote me on that. I don't remember his relationship with the WHO. But there they are, more pictures of Prince Harry. The Financial Post put out an article about this event that they were participating in yesterday. And so I'm going to move my little brand here and the banner so that way I can read this a little bit. Move that there. And again, move my banner. If you have not subscribed to our channel, go ahead and subscribe. Click the notification bell so you know when we drop a video. Please like and share the video. Help us to grow the channel. So Financial Post put out this, and you can see the whole group of them there with Prince Harry and Dr. Tedros and the others. Says Queen Mathilde, that's a lady in the red, of Belgium, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, Forrest Whitaker, UN agency heads, and other dignitaries joined survivors and advocates for ending child violence in New York during the UN General Assembly. Queen Mathilde Benjamin of Belgium, Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, UN agency heads and other dignitaries met survivors and advocates for ending violence against children in New York on Sunday night, 22nd of September. They're in New York for the UN General Assembly, where the world leaders have come together for its 79th session, the UNGA 79. They met survivors, public figures, and government leaders around the world, including Sweden, Colombia, Zimbabwe, Georgia, Canada, Iceland, Brazil, and the UK, to discuss the urgent issue at an intimate event hosted by Director General Dr. Tedros Adhanom, we'll just leave the last name, of the World Health Organization. That's Dr. Tedros. And organized by Project Everyone on the fringes of the UN General Assembly. They heard survivors' testimonies as well as reflections and commitments from the leaders. And again, this is, really about addressing violence against children and, whatever the violence is. This is like ripe for it, where no matter where in the world it is. And we know, as we've been talking about forever, especially going on in Palestine right now, and as of yesterday and today, Lebanon, and culprit Israel and the United States government. It is just ridiculous. And so they were discussing this. And again, this is, you have the same thing, the violence against children, whether it's Congo, Sudan. I mean, so many different countries, South Africa. There's, it's overwhelming, the amount of violence against children and young people, really. And so they were all addressing that. So what can be done? There's so much that can be done. It's like, I feel like a lot of, there's a lot of talk about what needs to be done, but not a lot of action, especially it happening at the UN. And one of the, this is great. And it's great to have the world leaders at the UN. It's great that they're all talking about it and bringing this thing to the forefront and whatever. But as I've said, and I've been talking about with the UN, it's been very eye-opening to see how ineffective the United Nations is. And it has been shocking, really, because I had this view of what the UN is, and with all this stuff, and really paying more attention to what they do and what goes on, and no matter how many, things they pass and how many UN resolutions they pass to stop, for example, war and whatever, it seems countries like the US and countries like their Western allies, whether it's the US, Canada, UK, Germany, France, and Israel, can get away with anything, and the UN has no power to stop it. And so it's just like, well, what's the point? What is the point of the UN? So this has been one of my big thing. Like, I want to celebrate, and I think this is great that they're all there and they're all bringing this to the forefront. But these people who are in power are not doing anything. So then it becomes just talk. So hopefully this time, my fingers are crossed, that more can be done than just talking about things, than just, this being a great thing that they're all there and it's a great big and it's publicity and it seems like these people in power can do stuff. I hope that they do stuff. One of the things that I love about Archewell and Prince Harry is that they literally show up and they do something. They don't just talk about something. They do something. And I hope that that spirit of Archewell can permeate the rest of the UN somehow, because they talk a lot, but they don't do a lot. And so that's been the big frustration. So even like, I want to get really excited about all of it, but then I know what the reality of the United Nations is. And it's been a shocking ice water in the face thing for me in the last year, paying attention to this stuff. It's like, shoosh, so it's great. And I, apart from all that, it's great to see that Archewell, because he's also, Prince Harry's also there promoting Archewell and getting connections for Archewell to be able to do more and have more of an influence worldwide. Because again, Archewell, as we've seen, it's such a young company, it's such a young foundation, yet it has done so much. It has done so very much. So I hope that Archewell's spirit could permeate that. So yes, this person, Kiki, is like, can we please focus on Harry? Can we focus on Harry? Well, Harry, yes, we can, but Harry's part of a world, and we have to, this is not just about Harry. So as much as I love Harry, Harry is part of a bigger picture, and there are more important things than just Harry, and he is part of it. So we can't just focus on Harry and ignore the rest of the things about it. So while I appreciate and I love my fave, but at the UN where he is, there are issues that must be addressed. We can't just ignore and pretend they're not there. They are there, and it must be addressed. And that's why I'm saying, I hope that that spirit of Archewell could permeate there, where it's like, we show up and we do. And, Archewell is like, we show up and do good. That is what I hope to see at the end of it, that they show up, these people, as they show up, they can embody Archewell's spirit of doing, taking what they got there and go off and complete and do. So yeah, so that's my thing. So I mean, thank you, Kiki, she's like, let's just talk about Harry. No, we can't just talk about Harry. I love you, but no. It's part of, there are bigger issues too that we must address. So yes. What else? One of the, it always amazes me with the news is the things that they, and the people that they focus on in here. Is like, when we looked at the headline that we just looked at, and it's like Queen Mathilde of Belgium and Prince Harry and UN agency heads and other dignitaries. Well, look at the other people that they kind of left off. And it's very funny, the people that, when I look at the press, the people that they focus on and the ones that they leave off. And I know it's like, sometimes like, okay, we do that because more eyes would come on the article if we say Queen Mathilde and Prince Harry. But I think that we are at a time where it's time we stop that nonsense and realize that people want more depth. They want, yes, Prince Harry is a big name draw, and Queen Mathilde, who I never heard of before today, but okay. But we don't leave off the head of the WHO from there. These are people, we don't leave off the president of Belgium from there. These are elected officials. These are people that people need to know that they're there. And I think the press need to grow up and understand that we like a little more depth. We like a little more depth when you're putting headlines there. It's like, we'd like to know that Dr. Tedros, we don't want to see him in the headline. Why? He's the WHO head. We want to know that. And so it's like, yeah, the president of Belgium. Look at, I mean, they list the names down here, but these are names that need to be in the headlines because these are the people who are underground doing this stuff on the daily. So put them in the headlines. So, but again, it's like there's always that we want the big name so we draw attention. But it's time to cultivate the other people's names so that they draw attention, so people know who they are. So when people are looking for, okay, who do we look for to vaccines? We know, okay, we know it's Dr. Ted. We know it's Dr. Tedros. So, or whomever else. So it's just, yeah. But it's very interesting to me how the press has not grown up in this area. And it's just, it's like you have like the UNICEF executive director. We need to know Catherine Russell. Where is she? We need to know this stuff. And so it's for me, it's very interesting that the press has not grown up in this area. But more on that another time. Other people at the event yesterday, Danielle Ligiero, she's like, I was honored to attend the WHO Every Child Protected dinner last night with Prince Harry, Queen Matilda of Belgium, and other dignitaries of the Childhood of Our Hands campaign open letter. And so I guess they wrote this open letter, and all the people who were part of signing that letter to the leaders of the world were part of this event yesterday. So that very, very cool. And there's Prince Harry meeting her, and you can see Dr. Ted in the back there. Dr. Tedros, I should say, in the background there. So, but very interesting. What else? Halo Trust is Harry's also going to be with the Halo Trust. That's one of, again, one of the other organizations he's with is obviously handed down to him. Not handed down to him, but he's sort of taken up the reins from his mom when his mom passed away. It's one of the last engagements that Princess Diana did before she passed away. And so Harry, we know, have taken up the reins on Halo Trust. And so Halo Trust is also there at the UN. They're going to be meeting with Harry. It's a part of, and this is what they posted. It says, Halo Trust USA. Halo is delighted to welcome Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, to our UNGA side event in New York today. So it's going to be today. Held in partnership with the Angolan government, the Duke will join us to celebrate progress on landmine clearance in Angola since 1990. And of course, when Harry and Meghan were in South Africa in 2019. Yeah, 2019. Harry left Meghan in South Africa and he went off to Angola and a couple of other places, and basically walked the path that Princess Diana walked when he was there. So we know there are numerous photos of him doing it. So yeah, so they're meeting with the Angolan government and about clearing mines that are still there, left over from war, that are still maiming and killing people. And they are not only just working in Angola, they're also in, I know the last time I checked in on them, they were, where were they? I forgot where. All of a sudden my mind just went away and I forgot where they were. That was the last time I checked in there. But yeah, Harry's doing great work with them. And also, apart from this coming up, he's also going to be doing stuff with Travelers, Archwell. I mean, the man is busy. He is very, very, very busy. So yeah, which is fantastic. Again, it's what William wanted to do last time. But Harry is the global statesperson, the global statesman, and so he is doing that. So very good. Oh, wait, Karen M says, Petal, I just saw a video where Harry is leaving an event and the bodyguards are blocking the media from taking up close of him, and they have dogs patrolling. They are not playing. I know, it's like that's why a lot of the times, a lot of the meetings and stuff, they're not announcing where it is. Like, they have not really announced. I haven't seen anywhere where they have literally announced where it is. and it's very close to the event that they will say when it is, so that if you want to live stream it. But they are very, because again, there's so many dignitaries in New York, they have to be very, very careful with security. And of course, as we've seen, New York has kind of become a police state. So unfortunately, in a lot of ways, but fortunately in some ways like this, where they are very, very serious about people's protection here. So yeah. Yeah, so well, anyways, grateful to see that Harry is being protected. And so may the Lord continue to protect him and all of them really throughout this entire time. So yeah, but kudos to him and Halo Trust. Oh, right. That's what I was trying to remember the last time when I checked in. And they were in Ukraine. They were teaching Ukrainians how to spot these devices that can blow up at any time. And so they were, because again, it could look like rubble, or it could look like something that you don't know. So they were teaching them to differentiate between explosives and just basic rubble, so that way they don't inadvertently pick up something that might explode in their hands or something. So, I mean, they are doing incredible work around the world. So wherever there are wars or whatever, they go throughout and really try to protect and help the public, and also to, get rid and clear the mines from these areas that has, again, destroyed so many people's lives. So incredible work. Halo Trust really, and Prince Harry being a part of that. So absolutely great. And of course, unless you have not been on planet Earth since Friday, or very busy like I was over the weekend, you probably didn't know this, but I'm sure if you're a squatter, you at some point you would have known that Prince Harry was at the 1805 live event at Kevin Costner's place, as they were last year. Remember, him and Meghan were there last year, and they were honoring the first responders of Santa Barbara. And so last year, Oprah was there and Ellen was there and stuff. And Meghan was there last year. But Meghan wasn't there this time, but Harry was there. And there he is with a photo at the bottom with him and Kevin Costner. And the men that were being honored, the first responders. And again, this is like a fundraising event that the community does for the first responders who, they show up when they are in need. So Archwell posted on it. Yesterday, they said, yesterday, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, attended the annual 805 Live fundraiser event, which brings together the Santa Barbara community for a night of celebrating first responders throughout Santa Barbara County. During the event, Prince Harry presented the Heart of the Community Award to Lauren Courtney. That's him there with Harry on the bottom right there. He presented to Lauren Courtney, a distinguished helicopter pilot with the Santa Barbara County Fire Department, who was recognized for his extraordinary contributions to wildfire management and search and rescue operations throughout the region. With over 10,000 flight hours and remarkable track record, Lauren plays a crucial role in ensuring the safety and well-being of the community. His expertise as a Firehawk pilot enables him to execute rapid water drops and coordinate aerial rescues in challenging conditions, demonstrating exceptional skill and bravery under pressure. And if you live in California or have ever been in California and see those wildfires are they are intense. I mean, I have only seen that once, and I didn't even know what was happening. I was doing an interview, actually filming a documentary in San Francisco. I want to say like 3-4 years ago. And it was where we were was on a mountain somewhere. And all of a sudden we saw all these like orange and white aircrafts just flying over us. And we had no idea. We had to stop the interview because it was just distracting everything. And it wasn't until we were coming off the mountain that we realized that it was on fire. It was just the weirdest thing and the most intense thing. And so I'm telling you, the men and women who do that thing, and you see them flying with the baskets and stuff and dropping the water, I can't imagine doing that kind of work. I just like, fire freaked me out. I mean, if I just panic at the drop of a hat with fire. And so I cannot imagine the kind of courage you have to see that and go towards it. And it just, the men and women who do that in California, as we see just about every year, there are wildfires breaking out for all sorts of reasons, including crazy stuff like those those gender reveal things they do for babies, and it's just like craziness that causes fire in California and destroys so many things. So I'm telling you, thank you to men like him who put their lives on the line to do this sort of work. It is remarkable. That day was like, and that was my first and only experience with any kind of thing like that. It was very harrowing. Just see, and we were far away from it. We weren't even close to where it was, and it was just very harrowing because they had to redirect traffic, and we were part of the traffic that they were redirecting in another direction. And I was like, holy mackerel! So very, very courageous men and women. So thank you, Santa Barbara County Fire Department, and Lauren Courtney and others. And so there's Prince Harry with them on Friday. So again, I'm sure you guys had seen this, but this is for anyone who had not seen it, and who didn't know that Prince Harry was there hanging out. And of course, there were a lot of musical stars like Pink and others who are or at least live in out there in the California area, who were part of that. So these are some other photos of Prince Harry at the event. And so, and 1805 SB is like, what a royal turnout. And so hundreds of people. And again, they do it on Kevin Costner's property out there. And apparently he has this big property by the ocean there. So of course, that's why I have the ocean picture. This is not Kevin Costner's thing. But I just knew they said from the last time that it was close to the ocean. So I just, well, why not just put a picture of Santa Barbara's ocean in the back there. So yeah. What else is happening? WellChild doesn't want to get, they're like, don't leave us out. We're here too. WellChild is like, don't miss out on WellChild Awards in association with GSK. Follow WellChild on social media to see our incredible winners enjoy their special night. See the arrivals on the purple carpet. Share in the moments of our patron, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. Meet our families and watch the winners collect their awards from our celebrity guests. So, so that's coming up. What is it, the 30th, September 30th? This is going to happen, as obviously Prince Harry is going to be over there in the UK. I'm assuming he's just going to be jetting out from New York straight over to the UK to join this. And again, just if you want to find out about the kids and about the parents and caregivers that are a part of the WellChild Award, just jump over to their website, and they have all that information there that you can learn about the awards and also past awards, and just really learn about WellChild. And if you're able and want to support them, go ahead and do that as well. Definitely do your due diligence and research them. And so they're doing great work in helping kids with long-term illnesses to have the best life that they can have here. So absolutely wonderful. Church Nelly is here. Oh my goodness, Church Nelly, 2 years of being a member of the 2 Cents Crew. Thank you for all of your support. It's like, hello, Petal. Tell Pamela I said hello. I certainly will. That reminds me, I do owe her a phone call. Oops. I'm so horrible. Thank you for saying that, because I totally forgot. She's like, call me back, and I forgot. So, and this was like a week and a half ago. Oops. So, Church Nelly, I will pass that message along. I am so bad with this. Oh, goodness. I do need to call Pamela. So, so thank you for reminding me. So, thank you, Church Nelly, for your support and supporting the channel. I really, really appreciate it. What else? And then I'll come and get into the chat in a bit. I just want to finish this. This popped up, but I guess I kind of missed this article somewhere. And I'm sure I missed it because I blocked the majority of the British press. So sometimes articles come up and I don't see it until much later because somebody posted a screenshot or something. And that's what happened with this, because I didn't even know this article was there. And apparently this has been there for almost a week or something. But this is from, Rupert Murdoch's Times, London Times. So yes, I didn't know it was there. And so they apparently Ted Sarandos, and if you don't know, Ted Sarandos is the boss at Netflix. He's the top boss at Netflix, CEO. And so apparently he was in the UK promoting, what is that, Emily in the City, that show with the girl in Paris, I think, the fashion, I think she's doing fashion or something in Paris. Emily in the City. Yeah. Or Emily in Paris. Wait, what is it called? Emily in Paris, I think it's called. Yeah, or something. Anyway, so he was in the UK, and I think that's also on Netflix. So he was in the UK for, I guess, some kind of premiere or something for Emily in the Paris. Yeah. And so they're obviously talking to him. So obviously Meghan will come up. But it was really cool. It's actually a really good article. It's kind of long about him and just about his tenure at Netflix and the kind of person he is and stuff like that. So this is a little bit from the article. It says, Netflix Ted Sarandos, we make TV for people, not critics. Boss of the streaming giant says prices will keep rising while he tries to cater to all tastes. And he has no regrets about controversial hit Baby Reindeer. Don't know, I've never seen Baby Reindeer. But this is a little clip from the article that includes Meghan. He says he's also, after with all the other stuff that he does and he's involved in and all the other things that Netflix has been doing, the article goes on to say he's also frighteningly well connected, coolly dropping the likes of Kevin Costner, a good friend of mine, and Meghan Markle. I've been out with a lot of famous people before. The way people react to Meghan is otherworldly. And I just thought that was interesting because people do react to her like, wow, it's Meghan, you know. And for even for the, again, with all his connection, for him to, you know, notice like how people react to her, it's like, I've been out with a lot of famous people before, but the way people react to Meghan is otherworldly. But a little bit more about him. He says, Ari Emanuel, oddly enough, Ari Emanuel is actually Meghan's agent at WME, says the Hollywood super agent and chief executive of entertainment giant Endeavor, which is WME, says whether it's an executive in the industry or a talent, he has great relationships at every level. Incredible, actually. Why? He's outgoing. He's constantly curious about what's going on out there. And I honestly have never really heard a bad word about this man. And that's kind of what Ari Emanuel goes on to say, that you really can't find anyone to say any, I mean, I'm sure maybe one person could say something negative, but on a whole, nobody ever says anything badly about him at all, because he's apparently such a great guy. And in spite of his, his level, his social standing, his career, his leader, I mean, everything that he is, and he is just such a personable guy, such a cool guy. And obviously that's him down there with his wife and Meghan they were on Beyonce's balcony at her concert in LA. And so this was, I think, the second night that Meghan was there. The first night she was there with Mama Doria and stuff, and we saw her dancing. Well, this is the second night she was there. And I think Mama Doria was also there, but she was sitting at the other end with what's her name? Kardashian mom, whatever her name is. I can't think of her name at the second. Kardashian mom. But yeah, so this is Ted Sarandos and Meghan and his wife, who I think was an ambassador, if I remember correctly. I think she was the ambassador, the U.S. ambassador to Bahamas or something like that. I have to go back and check, but something like that. But yeah, they are great friends of Meghan, and it's just like, so whenever you hear people like, oh, Hollywood is quitting Meghan and all of that nonsense, it's like, yeah, that's really nonsense. That is really nonsense. When you have the likes of Ted Sarandos in your corner and Ari Emanuel in your corner, it's like, I think that's a little unlikely. People like, with all the stuff, especially with the ridiculous hit job that Hollywood Reporter did on Meghan, basically ripping off British press article and claiming it's theirs, and with the same old lying nonsense that they did. It's like people are like, well, why isn't WME protecting Meghan more? Like, that is a good question. That is a very good question. Personally don't see what WME has done for her, but I'm on the outside looking in. I can understand that. But they are two very powerful people in Hollywood to have on your corner. So I think Meghan is fine. She is fine. And again, she's not punching down. So yeah. But I just think it was very interesting, how he refers to her as how people react to Meghan as otherworldly. It's just like, very cool. Very, very cool. Just flies in the face. And again, he's speaking to a British outlet, and so you would think by now they would get the point. I mean, they've seen Meghan just in the last week with the people that she's around, and they still desperately want to put out this narrative that somehow Meghan and Harry are on the outs in Hollywood. I mean, they don't live in Hollywood. It's like Harry and Meghan are like 2 hours away from Hollywood. And so, yes, there are people there that, have stuff in Hollywood, but Harry and Meghan, they don't really work in that circle. They don't. And for some reason, the British press have not figured that out. 4 years later, they still haven't figured out what it is. Or they have, and they just want to continue the crazy narrative that they've had. It's just very, very ridiculous. But that's where they are. So that's all I got. Our faves are doing great. They are doing great. They are fine. Harry is in New York doing his thing. I'm sure Meghan is under her tree working on Arrow, and I know they had optioned the film from that writer, so I'm sure they're working on that. Meet Me at the Lake, that movie that they're turning into a movie. So I'm sure she's working on all of that stuff. I assume they'll be working on podcasts coming up with Lemonada. Hopefully in 2025 we'll get that podcast. Who knows? So Meghan she's busy. She's doing great things. So I know sometimes as squatties, we can be like, oh my gosh. And it's like, no, the Sussexes are fine. They are doing fine. They don't have to respond to any and every nonsense. So yeah. But I'm going to jump in the chat, see what you guys are saying. Let's see. Oh, bye, Gwen. Have a great day. Thank you for coming and joining us. I appreciate it. So yeah, Tazia says, Meghan haters thought every business adventure she does would be made public, but she is smart and moving silent. I think that's where Emmanuel is helping Meghan. Very true. Very true. As her agent, connecting her with different people, whether it's in the Hollywood industry or beyond, with fashion and all of those things. Because again, WME is not just the movie. They have their hands in a whole bunch of different industries, whether it's fashion and music and all that stuff. So they are not just movies and film as agents or managers. They have their hands in different areas. So I would assume they represent her in the fashion world as well. So yeah. And I love the fact that she moves in silence. You don't have to be announcing everything all the time. It's just like, no. Because if she does, you know what the British press will go in and do. And it's like, nobody needs that mess in their life. So kudos for Meghan, working in silence and getting her, doing her stuff. So Adorable. So hello, Adorable. Adorable says, this is good, King Harry, actually an important guest for critical discussions. This is a global relevance. I'm telling you, global. And we just love to see it. I love to see it for Prince Harry, and so, and I love how seamlessly Prince Harry can move from one group of people into another, or one situation into another. He is who he is, and he brings his whole self into and he just is able to move seamlessly. It doesn't matter who he's talking to. And it doesn't matter what situation he is. He's just comfortable in all situations. He's just a people person. And I just love it. It's just, look at it. It's just, you can't teach that kind of thing, I don't think. I'm sure you can pick up skills and stuff like that, but there's something about him that just draws people to him. And it's wonderful. So, Adorable says, last year William could only book a hotel close to the UN building, then smuggled himself into the UN building for 2 seconds photo ops. He almost did, yeah. And of course, we looked at that photo where the UN Secretary General look like he's ushered. Again, it's a photo, so I shouldn't make, we don't know the whole scenario with just a still, but it does. The photo looks like he's like ready to usher William out of the room. It's like, thank you, but now it's time to go. That's what it looks like in the photo. Doesn't mean it's true, but I always laugh when I see that photo. So yeah. Dazia says everyone who meets Meghan, it's like, what is Meghan like? What did she eat? What did she say? What did she wear? How did you meet her? I know, right? Even a squatty sometimes could be like this. I want to know everything about Meghan. It's just like Ted said, people are like, it's otherworldly. It's like Princess Meghan. Let's see. Oh, Cookies and Cream, thank you so much. 18 months of support for this channel. Huge thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate your support so much. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. So, yes. Oh, wait, Lydia, I guess Lydia probably has to run back to work. So she's like, hi and bye, Lydia. So Lydia was with us, but had to depart. That's fine. Look, it's a Monday. People have work to do, so I'm just grateful you were able to pop in for a moment to say hello and jump back to work. So hi, Lydia, we love you. Bye. Let's see. Church Nelly's like, Delphine, thank goodness you're not Nacho's wife. Yeah, so Nacho's wife is Church Nelly. Just in case you didn't know, Delphine, not you, but Church Nelly. So, anyways, let's see. Wait, different Delphine. Oh, I see. Let's see. Delphine says, I'm sure Prince Harry will appreciate your depth detail of all his works and projects. Countries can actually do their part to really care and implement the laws that really matter. Very true. Very, very true. Hopefully they take what they got here and really implement those and it just not be talk. So yeah, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that at all. We want action. We're tired of talk. We want action. So yes. Oh, Lydia, I'm telling you, if you hit the lottery, can you send us $1 million? That's all I'm saying. Please send us $1 million. I think we all need to hit the lottery so we can work less. So yes, I totally agree with that. We have been working a lot in this time. We deserve a break. We deserve to be on vacation doing whatever. So yes. Let's see. What else you guys are saying? Church is like, wait, I thought Hollywood celebrities loved the Sussexes. I know the UK, they are desperate for this to be true so badly. It's like, come on, guys. I know you are a cesspool tabloid, but I think this one has played out, and anybody with any form of intelligence know this is nonsense. But I guess they feel like they need to keep saying this over and over and over for it to be true somehow. And every single time they end up looking stupid and they still haven't figured it out. So I guess, you just gotta leave Shutter Island to be what they want to, because it's like, come on, this is nonsense. And when when you see people like, say, the Hollywood Reporter come up with something like this, and it's like, okay, you know where that nonsense is coming from. You know what they're trying to do, and you know who they're trying to protect, and why they're throwing Meghan under a bus. It's kind of like, guys, this is old. It is so 2019, 2018 nonsense. No, the people didn't believe it then. They're not going to believe it now. So, but they still haven't gotten, and I think that's why so many people have gotten away from mainstream media. That's one of the things that more and more and more mainstream media is irrelevant, because the majority of people are not watching and are not reading the outlets, because It's just full of lies. And people, especially if you're on social media and you're watching events happen in real time, and then you read some nonsense in the press, then you're gonna know it's like, wait a minute, that's a lie. So that's why I stay away from the majority of that stuff, because it's nonsense, especially in the UK. I mean, other than if you're Byline Times or Byline Investigates, I just stay away. Declassified is another outlet I read sometimes, and also Al Jazeera. Apart from them, and oh, you can add Zateo in there that I read, the rest of them is nonsense. And I don't care what they are, whether it's the NBCs, ABCs, CNN, MSNBC, it's nonsense. It is such nonsense. And it's just like, for me personally, I can't, sit there and watch people lie to me or twist the facts or just omit something because it doesn't go along with their narrative when you have been following it in real time and know the truth. And so I can't do stuff like that. But I guess some people need to, you need to catch up. So yeah. Let's see. Karen Warner is here. Karen says, see all the royals getting on board after watching the Sussexes in action with passion and doing good. They're on board? Oh, I guess I missed that part. The last time I checked out, apparently we talked about it a few episodes ago, where Kate and William have a charity in New York called the Royal, the US version of the Royal Foundation. And apparently I'm seeing today that apparently they are trying to, I guess, restart it. It's been going where it's been raising funds and sending funds to them in the UK. So they want to sort of like restart it and focus on mental health. And I was just like, I think we have enough people in the US focus on mental health. Y'all can focus on mental health in your country where it's really needed, because the majority of your people seem to run away from anything that has to do with their emotions and their feelings and what's going on inside. They're terrified of it. Why don't you focus on your people there? And we know why they want to focus on the US, because they want the US audience. It's the reason why we have the Hollywood Reporter articles. I keep going back to that. It's like they are desperate for the US audience. Instead of focusing on the work, they are focusing on, we want attention from these people. And it's like, the reason why you bombed in New York last time is because you're focused on the people instead of the work. So focus on mental health in your own country. Focus on, homelessness in your own country. Do it in your country. And people will appreciate your work. Work. That's the thing. Not the people. Work. So yeah. Let's see. Exactly, Shirley. Shirley's like, they need to focus on mental health in their own country. We don't need them here. I'm like, there's enough mental health focus here. We have enough here. We don't need the Royal Foundation doing it here. Do it in your country. Matter there. So yes, adorable. He is very hardworking. Absolutely hardworking. Emerald says Harry's off and running for a wonderful week. Yes, very exciting. Again, guys, don't forget tomorrow he is going to be with the Clinton Foundation. So it'll be him, no, not Hillary, actually Bill Clinton, Chelsea Clinton, Prince Harry, Jose Andreas, Jane Goodall, I think, is going to be there, and a host of other people going to be part of it. So don't know if they're all going to be, the session is called Everything Everywhere and something else, whatever else, just like that movie. But they're all going to be part of that session tomorrow at 10 a.m. So the link is in our community page. Check it out if you want to watch it. So yes. Hello, Diane Hawkins. Diane Hawkins says, hey squad, listening and driving. It's been a long time since being able to join live. Harry is booked and New York City busy. Yeah. Well, drive safely, Diane. Happy you're here. Yes, he is booked and New York City busy. So awesome. Let's see. Lorna said, did you hear Willie Leak's trademark for the Royal Foundation US was turned down? Yes, it was. And it's very interesting remember how when Meghan, because again, with trademarking things, there's so much rigmarole that goes on there. There's always this back and forth like a million times before you finally get it approved. And you remember what the big nonsense they made out of RO, and they did it for the Royal Foundation, and I'm sorry, the Archwell, when they were trying to trademark things. They did it a few weeks ago. They made this big rigmarole about RO and the trademark stuff. And then I'm sure with this one, you will not hear a lot of the press going on and on about this. Because again, it's nonsense. It is nonsense. With any kind of trademark stuff, there's a million going back and forth and correcting this and correcting that, and the wording is not right, and just pull your hair out before you get this stuff approved, if you even get it approved. And so I'm not surprised that the Royal Foundation US has been turned down for stuff. There are other stuff for the Royal Foundation in the UK. Getting trademark has been turned down a bunch of times. And so whenever Harry and Meghan, anything like this, they make such a huge deal about it. But when it's William and Kate, they might mention it, but then try to bury it under a whole bunch of other stuff. And it's so ridiculous. I mean, Kate had this, this ridiculous video that she did, claiming that she's now cancer-free or maybe getting better or whatever it is message she was trying to do. That was bombed. And then what did they do? There's an attack on Meghan for no reason at all, And so every time as we've seen over and over and over, whenever something with Harry and Meghan is not, didn't go well or whatever, they all make a big deal. But then when it happens with the Royal Foundation, nothing. They make a big deal about Harry and Meghan's financials. But when Kate and William put out theirs, it's like they put it there, but then they bury it. I have not heard anyone do a detail going through Kate and William's financial. Like I did it, 4 episodes ago, went through their financial and see the discrepancy between what they donate to charity and what they spend. I haven't seen anybody in the British press do anything like that. Well, at least I haven't heard. I mean, again, a lot of them are blocked, so maybe that's why I haven't heard. But I haven't heard. Squatties would have posted something. But I haven't seen anything. And so, yeah, they make a big deal out of RO, but then when the Royal Foundation trademark is turned down, they just kind of bury it because they don't want anybody to know. It's ridiculous. And I mean, again, none of this stuff is a big deal. It's normal. That's why American press don't pick up this nonsense, because this is normal stupidness. It's like stuff that goes on. And again, this is the same Royal Foundation that have their LLC in Delaware that, people are like, oh my gosh, Harry and Meghan's charity is registered in Delaware. Well, so is the Royal Foundation US. They are also registered, and nobody says a word. Nobody says a word about it. And again, there's nothing wrong with Delaware. Thousands of companies are registered in Delaware. There is no crime that is, it's just like, yet they make a big deal out of it. And it's just like, people. So anyways. Shirley says, WellChild, William and Kate cannot compete with Harry and Meghan here in the US or internationally. I mean, now we're hearing that Kate may not come back fully until next year. I mean, I've said that from the beginning. Don't expect Kate Middleton back to really working until next year, if ever. What they're doing is just kicking it down the road and kicking it down the road and kicking it down the road when she's going to come back. Don't expect Kate Middleton to come back. She may do the little thing here. I mean, whether she comes back or not, she wasn't doing anything anyway. So it's not like anything she's going to be doing is, or she was doing is going to be missed. Her baby early years thing was a bust. It hasn't been doing anything. Unlike, we looked at the financials, we saw that she was spending all of this money on research that nobody needs, that because again, all of this stuff, the research is already out there and they don't need it. But she's spending all of these money on research and all of this stuff to make herself look busy while only donating about $50,000 to people who are actually in need. while she's spending over $1 million on research nobody needs. So nothing Kate has been doing is going to be missed. So she literally could just take the time off. It doesn't matter. I mean, even the royals who are like 80 and 90 years old were working more than she was working anyway. So it's not like anything she's doing is going to be messed. So she can literally just take to just stay home and enjoy her life, I guess. So Karen M says they stole the idea from Twilight. Some showed the similarities between the two. It was funny. Oh, that's right. The video, her latest video of "We Are Such a Happy Family" video. And even though I just had chemo or whatever, I have my hair is beautiful, long and shiny video. Yeah, that one. Yeah, someone put it side by side to, I guess, Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson in the first Twilight when they were doing like the being out in the forest scene stuff. they're sort of they put them side by side to show how Kate's version kind of copied Twilight. Look, okay, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. It's her creative thing and her creative way. Maybe she loved Twilight. Look, I don't knock the creativity part of that where she's trying to be creative. As a creative myself, I don't knock stuff like that. But the message, that's what people like, fine, you could do a video saying how happy you are, just don't connect it with cancer, because people who are actually recovering from chemo and all of that stuff, that's not their reality. And so that is almost offensive. And so, yeah, it just, she could have done that when, just focus on her family, but that didn't go over well. That did not go over well. And I know some of her favorite reporters are like, well, she just wants to be hopeful and looking forward and not looking back. But I'm like, yeah, didn't quite work with this video. Didn't quite work, especially there are so many unanswered questions with her chemo. I mean, is she cancer free? I mean, first of all, did she have cancer? Because she said she's having preventative, they're doing treatment to basically is a preventative. So if you're preventing something, that means you don't have it and you don't want to have it. So you get the medication or the whatever treatment to prevent it. That doesn't mean you have it. So that whole thing was like, what? And then it's like, does she have cancer? Does she not? So people are confused. I don't believe that. I don't never believe this cancer story to begin with. But again, I could be wrong. That's just my take on that whole thing. And then so people are equally confused by this because she's like, yeah, I just want to make sure that, to keep myself cancer free and all of that stuff. And so like, oh, well, I guess she doesn't have cancer anymore. And then there's a report coming out the day later, like, no, that doesn't mean she doesn't have cancer. And it's like, well, her message says she wants to keep herself cancer free. Well, what does that mean? And on top of that, she doesn't say what type of cancer, so nobody knows what kind of treatment did you have to keep your hair so nice and shiny, or where you are so healthy. You can basically be pushing your son in a swing and doing all of the other activities that most people who just had finished treatment cannot do. And so everybody is confused as to like, what are you doing? And if I was a person that had cancer, I'd be confused too. And so I could see why they're a little irritated at this. And it doesn't speak to the reality of their lives. And so, yeah, there's a lot to answer there for. And again, and another thing people have said is like, there's no, she's never gone to like a cancer treatment center to meet cancer patients. There's no evidence of that. She hasn't really thanked her doctors. No medical I mean, there's so many questions that people have about this whole thing. And so this video is just like, what? And so again, my take on that is I'm running away from being racist, and let's take on that narrative, because then I'll get sympathy. That's what it seems to me. So yeah. Shirley says the royal tabloids need to stay out of American affairs. Like, hello, they need to stay out of American business because one, they don't understand America. And for some reason, they haven't figured out that America and the UK does not work the same. People do not have the same mentality. The things that they scream about are stuff we look at like, huh? That's just stupid. we don't we don't think of things the same. And things that are important to them are just like, okay, whatever here. It's like, royals are nice, they like the pageantry, and then it's like, okay, bye, next, see you the next marriage or something. It's like, and they haven't figured out that the US does not work the way it works in the UK. So, and again, they just assume because a few people in the US may like or not like something, that means the whole of the US. And it's like, no, you're looking at a country of 50 million and another one of 300 and something million. Every state in the US is different. Your country can literally fit into Texas a few times. Your whole country is literally about the size of one state of California. It's like it has about the same amount of people. It's like very different. So, and they haven't figured that out yet. So, Tazia says, why can't they divorce and move? Look, I don't wish this on anybody. I don't care. For me, I don't know. There are some people that are very obsessed with people getting divorced. I am not one of those people. Especially when there are children involved and knowing the pain of that, I don't wish that sort of thing on anybody. So I don't know. Again, I don't know. I'm not in people's houses. So I don't vouch for anybody's relationship, nor do I wish divorce on anyone. It's very painful. There are sometimes that it's necessary because of issues in people's house. But I always wish, for me with marriages and stuff, it's like, look, you go into a marriage, you don't go into a marriage looking for a divorce. You're going for it into a marriage forever. And my prayer is always that people are able to work out whatever it is the issues are in their relationships, and hopefully it's something that they can work out so that they can stay together. If they can't, they can't. I totally understand that, but I'm not here. I don't agree personally with, because I see that even among us, some of the squad are obsessed with these two getting divorced. Look, it's like I don't, that's not my thing. So that is not my thing at all. I don't wish that kind of thing on people or want that for anybody, unless there are situations where it is unsafe, where to stay in that relationship, or whether it's physically or mentally or whatever. If it's unsafe, then guess. But if it's something people can work through, then look, work through your issues, come to a resolution, and hopefully y'all can save your love. And I'm not here for William and Kate, but I don't wish divorce on people if it's something that could be avoided. So that's where I stand on that sort of thing. Let's see. Cookies and Cream says the royal family need to try and salvage whatever little, if any, credibility they have left and stop their heinous one-sided war against the Sussexes. They don't have anything else, unfortunately. I mean, nobody cares. And how you know that nobody cares? Sophie was in Tanzania last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever. No one cared. They did not send a reporter with her. They didn't send a photographer. The only thing, apparently, the only photos there was of Sophie is from whomever was in Tanzania, where she was. And I guess the Royal Foundation, the royal family put out photos of her there. None of the press cared. And it seems the work she was doing was important work. I mean, I'm assuming, it seemed like that's what she was doing, and nobody cared. And so it's just like, So in, trying to rope in anything they can with the Sussexes is the only way people would care about the things they're doing. William just went on one of his homeless things. I think it was in Scotland earlier this week, last week. Nobody showed up. I mean, I'm assuming it was the British press that were taking videos of him walking from his car to the event or to the place where they were meeting. people, nobody showed up, just like they didn't show up last year when he launched the homeless initiative that he was doing. No one showed up. And so unless they hook themselves onto anything the Sussex is doing, or this, as you said, one-sided war, there is nothing else. Even their press don't care. And that's why they put Harry and Meghan's name with everything they do, because, or else nobody would care. And apparently finding out today, and I don't know if this is true or not, because I had not paid attention to this news outlet before. Apparently the place where William had his meeting in Scotland is a place owned by some drug dealer. And I was like, what? Yeah, apparently the guy and his father or something have some like drug history and arrests and all of that stuff. And I'm like, now, if this was something that happened to Harry and he had his event can you imagine the news headlines blasting from all the tabloids? And apparently, talk about that video. And again, news outlets that I don't really know much about, claiming that the place they filmed some of that video, I guess where the beach part was a nudist beach. And I was like, what? And again, I'm like, if it was the Sussexes, one can only imagine the headlines. It's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. But anyways, let's see. Karen M says she can't talk about something she knows nothing about, and that's the problem. Yeah. That's the big problem there, because one of the reasons we don't know anything about, what it is, going back to, I'm assuming, Kate, she can't talk about what she doesn't know. Exactly. This has been the problem. So that's why I always say it's best to not lie. Best to speak the truth, no matter how much trouble you get in. The truth is always the best way to go with things. Then you don't have to cover up and try to, make... have these umbrella lies to cover lies. Tell the truth. No matter how much it hurts, tell the truth. So Patricia says the majority of cancer patients have part of their arm or chest receive chemo. Kate has shown no sign of having it on her arm or chest. Where's Kate? That's the thing. A lot of people are questioning. They are questioning, like, she just looks like nothing happened to her. Nothing. And then even in the video with her having the strength to push her son in the swing and all of that stuff. And I'm like, if she can do all that, why isn't she back at work? So yeah, it just, because again, if regular people with cancer still have to take care of their family, they don't have servants and staff taking care of all of that stuff. They have to go to work on a daily. They don't have the luxury of taking a year off work because of cancer treatment. They still are going to work. They still have to take care of their house. They still have to go do whatever, taking care of their children, whatever, even while going through all of that stuff. So that's why the majority of people cannot relate to Kate, not only that in that video of her perfect family, but taking a whole year off when she doesn't really do much anyway. And the engagements are like 45 minutes to an hour. And that's being generous to the hour, because usually like 45 minutes. They can't relate to any of the things she's doing. And then she's not been able to speak intelligently about her situation, about her cancer. That's again. So yeah, it's just very interesting. TMCD says, just finished watching the Diana Awards Summit with Prince Harry and the past recipients, Christina from Jamaica and Ciara from Indonesia. It's a watch. Okay, so she's from Indonesia. Awesome. I will definitely be jumping on there to watch it. I will put the link in our community page, so that way if you don't have it, we'll be there. You'll be able to see it. Again, it's on YouTube. Diana Awards YouTube page. So yes. Let's see. Terry says, but royal marriages are a pact mostly. It's not about love. It's about connections. Also, they're used to having concubines in the days of old. Very true. Very true. So yeah, very true. Black Queen, 20 months of support for the channel and even before. Thank you so much, Black Queen. So happy and just so grateful. And then not only does she do that, but she's bought a super sticker. Thank you, Black Queen, for your incredible, incredible support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate. So yes. Tazia is explaining, so she says it's not about wishing them getting divorced. The worst thing that could happen is the kids to go through that what William and Harry went through. Very true, very true. Great point. When Diana was trying to make it work, both boys were scarred. Very, very true. That is also a good point. That is also a great point. So thank you, Tazia. Great point. Because then, yeah, you don't want to be in a relationship where it's definitely bad and is damaging your kids when you're like, but I'm staying in it for the kids and the kids are being scarred for life. You don't want to do that either. So again, my hope for that is that people are able to work out amicably where people are in a healthy place. And if it just can't be in a healthy place, then you gotta separate. If you need to separate, then there you go. But yeah, let's see. Lorna Williams, she's talking to her daughter, says, yes, the fifth wheel, I believe, was from security car driving behind her car. And when you look at Carol's face, she looked ticked off. Okay. Interesting. I guess we're talking about those photos from back a few months ago. Let's see. Lady P says they sent Jan Moore to California and not with Sophie. Oh, wow. Hello, lovely squatties. How y'all doing? Hello, Lady P. I'm good. Hopefully you're good. Yes, they did. Apparently this Jan person was sent to California to write a nasty article about the Sussexes, which is what the tabloids do anyway. But yeah, they didn't have time to send them to Sophie. And that again brings you to the point of them always talking about how important royal tours are and royal visits are, because it's, the government sending them and they're doing the work of the government. All of that stuff is supposed to be so important that how dare the Sussexes try to do a tour like the royal tour? How dare that could only be done by the royals because it's so special. Yet here is a royal tour in Tanzania, which from the look of the list of things that Sophie was doing, it looked important and it looked like good work, but not one of them could find it within themselves to go on this tour to learn about whatever it is Sophie was doing there. Because, but they're able to send Jan Moore to California to go spying on two people who left. It's kind of like slave catchers trying to catch their runaway slaves. This is how they're behaving. This colonizer mentality in the UK is so sickening. It is so incredibly sickening. And then it's like, I don't know. They have a level of like, I'm looking at them and it's so cringeworthy, the things that they would do and put in public. Like, I would never, I wouldn't be stalking someone in the first place. But if I ever dare to do it, why would I want anyone knowing that I'm leaving my home 5,000 miles away to go stalk someone who has said in no uncertain terms they want nothing to do with us and are literally suing us? That you would go and stalk people like that is so sickening. And yet couldn't find it important enough to go to with Sophie to find out this important work that the royal family doing in Tanzania. It is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Black Queen says, hey, hello, pedal, everyone. Our faves continue to do great things on behalf of humanity. Service is certainly universal. I am pleased. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Karen says, oh, good. I'm not crazy. She says, yes, I saw, as Karen says, but I saw about William and the drug dealer. Yeah, I mean, if it was Harry or Meghan, can you imagine the hubbub that would be going around? Yeah, this is your future king. And nobody's saying anything. Because again, we have to bury those things. We can't let the world know that Kensington Palace didn't do their due diligence with where they were having their event, as we've seen so many times. Yet these people are the same people like, oh, Harry and Meghan, if they were with the royal family, this wouldn't have been done and it would have been better and all of that stuff. And I'm like, this is your future king. And you just set him up to have a meeting in a place that's owned by a drug dealer. Somebody in Kensington Palace ain't doing their job. And yet Harry and Meghan have been able to go on tours and it go immaculate. Far away from the royal family, far away from all that, important people that they have working for them, and they are able to do their stuff. So there you go. Lorna says, when you pay your KP staff half the usual pay for their jobs, you get half the results, I guess. Yeah, because, the Royals are notorious for not paying a good wage. So there you go. No wonder people leak stuff out of there, because if you're not paying people what they're worth, they're very likely not going to be, as devoted to you as they need to be. So, yeah. TMCD says, staying together for the kids can be toxic and traumatizing. Yes, it is. Very, very true. Very, very true. TMCD 17 months. Thank you so much. She's like, thanks for all your videos and photos. Thank you. You're welcome. My pleasure, but thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it so much for doing that for 17 months. Wow. Thank you guys. So, let's see. A few more before we end. Evelyn says, it's sickening, Petal. Okay, a lot of it is. I'm not sure what specifically you're speaking about, but yes. Yes, a lot of it is sickening. A lot of it is. So, yes. Oh my goodness, like somebody is working out. So now I'm like, oh, now I feel like, oh shoot, I gotta go work out. So now you made me feel guilty. I have to go. I have to go work out because too, my Fitbit is like, you need to get up and work. You know how when you wear your Fitbit, it always reminds you if you're sitting too long that you gotta get up. It's like, oh, shut up. I'll go when I want to. So yeah, Tasia says when Meghan worked with the Hub Community Kitchen, the Hub women for the cookbook, Camilla Tominey, I guess, Carol Middleton's friend, accused Meg of working with terrorists and women, and the women and Meghan got bullied. Okay, yes, and Camilla Tominey is still doing the same thing. They are still doing the same thing today. They have not changed at all. So yeah. Kikis and Cream says the Unroyals need some serious psychological and spiritual help. Yes, 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 yes. That's why we have always called that Shutter Island. Yes, they need help. And that's why I'm saying this nonsense about Kate and William, focusing on mental health in the US. And I'm like, you have a whole country of people that desperately need help. You have the resources, you have the connection, you have all of it to help your people. And you're focusing on New York, especially with the foundation is in New York. But it's like, you're focusing on the US. You have a country there that needs your help. Why don't you focus on them actually do something with Heads Together? When is the last time you've seen anything from Heads Together? That was only really functioning when Harry was part of that. Ever since Harry has been gone, no, there's been nothing of substance from Head Together. Focus on Heads Together and help your people. That's what you need to focus on. And stop worrying about getting attention from Americans. Americans are not here for people who are just showing up with titles. Americans focus on the work. If you're not doing anything, you're not going to get anywhere here. Because the first thing they're going to ask is, well, what have you done lately? And you better be able to show something. So, yeah, it's just this nonsense. And again, they assume America worked the way the UK. America is not all about, oh, you're popular, this old, doing these nonsense polls about popularity. That's nonsense. That is not something, unless you're in politics, the only time that is important is politics. You don't go polling and doing popularity poll for regular folks. That's ridiculous. So yeah, help your people there and leave the US alone. Actually work. So anyway, that's it. That's all I got. I'm gonna go watch the Prince Harry's event from earlier today from the Diana Fund. I'm going to actually post the link in our community page. So if you want to go ahead and watch that as well, definitely go and watch it. So hang on one second. Oh, okay. Anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thank you to our awesome moderators. Some of you are still here. Some of you have left. I know Lydia had to jump back to work and all of that stuff. But thank you to our awesome moderators. Lydia, Church, Nelly, Karen, M, Cookies and Cream, and Black Queen. You are awesome. Thank you so much to all of our wonderful 2 Cents crew. Some of you have been with us for like the last 2 years and beyond. Thank you so much for your support for the channel. I appreciate it. And to those of you who support in the chat as well, you are awesome. Thank you for your support. I love you all. There's a beautiful view of our parks. I love the parks in New York. So beautiful. But thank you guys so much. Have a fantastic day, and I will chat with you next time. Bye.